So how can we cope with this kind of person, or any negativity which we receive? The first is to realize what we have already said, that this is a soul in the process of evolution, and he is exactly what he can be at this moment. If he could be something else, he would be. He cannot be anything else. And the second thing we have to realize is that he's exactly what I need at this moment. I see some heads going. At least he's exactly what I have needed until this moment. Now, if my lesson is that I don't need him anymore, that's another question. Everyone is going to have to answer that for himself. But nothing has been wrong until now. Until now, until this moment, this person, this child, this husband, this wife, this parent, this friend, this boss, this co-worker, has been exactly what I need in order to make the next step in my evolutionary process. The next question is, my lesson here, in order to be happy in my life, is to learn how to be happy with this person, or to learn how to be happy without this person. When it's a marriage situation, or a child or a parent, it has to be a very serious reason for us to decide that the lesson is to be happy without that person. Because this is what we call a Dharmic commitment, a commitment which has to do with the process of our growth process, in which we have to have a very serious reason to say, I cut off relationships with my child, or with my spouse, or with my parents. In other situations, in social situations, in friendships, then there's a greater amount of choice, and if we see that we don't have common goals, that we don't have common interests, then there's no need that we don't have to keep up those relationships. Okay, so the first thing is to realize that this person is exactly what he can be at this point of his evolution, and secondly, it's exactly what I need. And from here on, to try to see what is the lesson. Before we go on to the lessons, I'd like to say that another thing that we can do in this situation, we should do from the beginning, regardless as to whether we decide the lesson is to be happy with this person as he is, by overcoming beliefs which prevent us from being happy with him as he is, because it's our beliefs which prevent that, or whether the lesson is to let go of this relationship and to be happy without. In either case, our lesson is to love this person, even if we decide we cannot be with him on a daily basis or on a very close basis. The lesson is always to love. And in this case, it would be very useful to perform daily this technique of bringing that person to our mind, the positive projection technique, bringing to our mind 5 positive qualities which this person has, thinking of 5 things that we could respect or esteem in this person, and then to send light and love to him, wishing for him to be well, healthy, happy, successful in his life, and then to see ourselves in a harmonious relationship with him. This can be done regardless as to whether we decide that we will keep up close contact with this person or not. It doesn't matter. It's another soul in evolution, and our eventual goal is to be able to love and feel comfortable and to feel unity with all souls, regardless of their behavior. This would be the fulfillment of our purpose on the earth. This is the reason why we're here. Because the only thing which prevents us from being able to love each person is our own ignorance and our own lack of evolution and our own lack of awareness of our true selves. The moment that we will be aware of our true selves, no person will be able to cause us not to love him, as we begin to have another kind of love. This may be very far from us at this point, and no one should feel guilty that we're not able to do this at this point. There's no need to have guilt, but it's just a need to have that as a frame of reference and as a goal, or that I want to arrive at that state. And so that every time I'm not able to love, I want to ask why. What do I fear? Why am I closing off here? What danger do I feel from this person? What danger is in this for me physically, emotionally, as a personality? Because only fear causes the heart to close. Only fear is the obstacle towards love. Again, we're not saying that we have to be married to this person or to have a working relationship with this person, but that I have to be able to feel positive feelings and positive emotions when I bring that person to mind or when I see him. Then I will know that I'm moving ahead in my evolutionary process. Now, what could be some of the lessons in these relationships? One is to recognize our own negativity. Without relationships, it's difficult to see our own negativity because we don't have any kind of stimulus. So, through our contact with negative persons, we are given a more clear vision of what kinds of negativities are still within us. And that helps us to grow. That doesn't mean you have to try to seek out the most negative kind of person that you can find and marry him. It just means that when it happens, when life brings this about, use it. Use that negativity as an opportunity for growth, for seeing ourselves. It's an opportunity to learn to forgive, which is a very important lesson, the ability to let go of the past. And it's important for us to remember that forgiveness is not for the others, that we do not forgive for the sake of others. We forgive for ourselves because we suffer from the lack of forgiveness which is within us. That bitterness which is within us poisons our nervous system, our endocrine system, our defense system, our subconscious mind. We are affected by our bitterness, not them. They may be affected to some degree, but our mind and body are totally poisoned by these negative emotions which we may have towards someone. So forgiveness is something which is our liberation from the ignorance that someone was to blame for our reality. This is ignorance. No one was ever and will ever be the cause of our reality. It's only illusion which causes us to believe that. We are the total creators, the exclusive creators of our reality. The other is just an actor with which we have made a secret contract from the soul level to give us certain experiences, and through those experiences to awaken within us certain lessons. So we can discharge him, if we like, from his role, but we'll have to get our lessons from somewhere else, as long as we need those lessons.